Welcome back to our explainer on Stefan Schultz's integral journalism model. Today, we are diving deep into the fourth principle, and it's a big one: discourse maturity.
So, let's kick things off with a problem that I'm sure many of us have felt. It's this feeling that journalism, sometimes, can actually add to the polarization and create a more immature public conversation instead of making it better. This quote from the source material just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it?
All right, here's our game plan for today. We'll break down what this principle is all about, we'll meet its superhero, and then we're going to unpack the 5 levels of conversation. After that, we'll look at some practical tools and, of course, tease the final principle.
Okay, so what exactly makes an integral journalism principle a principle? Well, according to Schultz, it's way more than just a good idea.
You see, each principle is like a whole kit. It's not just one thing. It's a combination of a toolbox packed with practical methods and a really big picture goal of helping society move forward. It gives journalists a kind of superpower, and by doing that, it offers a whole new way to think about their role and their identity.
So, speaking of superpowers, what's the one for this principle? Well, it's time to meet our hero for today, Mediator Man.
Now, check this out. Mediator Man's power isn't about shouting the loudest or having the cleverest argument. It's the exact opposite. His superpower is deep listening. It's about creating a space where people feel truly heard, because that is the only foundation for any kind of real, meaningful conversation. To actually raise the level of a conversation, Schultz says we need to pay attention to these 3 distinct layers. First, are we all on the same page with the facts? Second, how are we each interpreting those facts? And third, and this is the really crucial part, we have to look at the way we're talking to each other. What's the quality of the conversation itself?
And this slide just perfectly illustrates a huge challenge. A key job in this model is to pull apart facts and interpretations. You have to avoid 2 major traps. On one side, you have the objectivity pretense. That's when a journalist passes off their own opinion as a hard fact. On the other side, you have objectivity undermining, where solid, verifiable facts get waved away as just someone's opinion. The goal is to walk that careful line right down the middle.
Okay, let's get to the heart of it all: the 5 distinct levels of conversation. Think of this as a map that helps us understand and ultimately improve our public discussions. Knowing these levels is absolutely key. It helps us spot where a conversation is getting stuck and figure out what it needs to move forward.
So, down at level 1, we have doctrine. Here, conversation isn't about learning something new, it's about reinforcing what's already believed. It's a totally closed system. The whole point of talking is just to lock in that one single truth and keep things exactly as they are. It's got a very us versus them vibe.
Next up is level 2, debate. And this one's probably going to sound pretty familiar, right? It's everywhere in our media and politics. Different views are on the table, sure, but the whole interaction is basically a competition. It's not about finding a better answer together, it's about one side winning and the other side losing.
This German phrase from the source material just sums up the debate level perfectly. Recht haben jeden Preis. It means being right at any cost. It's an ego-driven battle where the only thing that matters is proving that you are correct, no matter what.
Okay, now we're starting to get somewhere. At level 3, discussion, we see a real shift towards something more collaborative. People are actually listening here, not to find a weak spot to attack, but to maybe refine their own ideas and look for practical win-win solutions.
But, and this is a big but, this level often ends right here, with agree to disagree. People share their views, they're respectful, they might find a little common ground, but in the end, they just go back to their corners. It's definitely better than a fight, but it's not creating anything new.
Level 4, discourse, is a total game changer. Here the goal shifts completely. It's not about winning anymore. It's about deep, empathetic understanding. Opposing viewpoints aren't a threat. They're seen as a gift. The main question becomes, wow, why do you see the world that way? It's all about getting curious about the experiences and values that shape how someone else thinks. This is where the real stories are.
And finally, at the very top of the mountain, we get to the rarest level, dialectic. This is where true co-creation happens. It's about taking the valid pieces from different, even conflicting perspectives and weaving them together to create something totally new, a more complete solution that no one person could have thought of on their own.
This table just lays it all out so perfectly. You can literally see the journey in that goal column, from the closed-minded goal of just cementing one truth, through the competition of debate,
all the way up to the creative, collaborative goal of building something new together. It's an incredible roadmap.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But how can journalists or, any of us actually train these superpowers? How do we learn to have conversations at these higher levels?
Well, Schultz points to some really powerful concrete methods. You've got things like Bohmian dialogue, which is all about a group learning to suspend judgment so that a collective wisdom can emerge. There's nonviolent communication, which is a fantastic framework for expressing your own needs and hearing others without blame. And then there are warm data labs, which help people see the complex, hidden connections in any situation. These are real practical tools for building that deep listening muscle.
Phew! Okay, so we've traveled all the way from competitive debate to co-creative dialectic. These are some really deep concepts. And of course, we've really only been able to scratch the surface today.
So if you're a journalist or work in communication, and this is really sparking something for you, I seriously recommend you check out Stefan Schultz's website. He offers workshops and coaching that can help you actually bring these incredible ideas into your day-to-day work.
So there you have it, Mediator Man and the Principle of Discourse Maturity. It's such a powerful way to reimagine our conversations, to turn them from conflicts into opportunities for creation.
But we still have one principle left, and our final superhero has a really wild ability. She reports from the future. How on earth is that possible? Well, join us for the next explainer to find out as we explore how journalism can help us not just understand the past, but actively shape a much better future.